Alright, just showing you a quick shot of, this is that same area where I did the recording, but I'm deeper now. There's a whole nother, section of this forest area that's just pristine and just little to no, well, really no sign of humans. Usually you'll see track sign and, maybe bottles and crap that people throw out. Nothing back here. It's really amazing.
Beautiful waterfall. Small, but beautiful.
The video is not great. I'll have to apologize in advance. Plus, my camera is just terrible with my iPhone. I really got to invest in a camera. Anyway, sorry. I'll just leave that alone. That was pretty bad. But yeah, I plan to do more back here. Eventually start, camping and stuff at night again, which I used to do. I used to love to do. Alright. Somebody had mentioned that this audio I did, this was the last video. The guy was saying, get out. I don't know. I don't know that I agree with that, but one thing, and let me preface that. My friends and I, there might be three of us. We might listen to the same audio, and I'll think he said one thing, but the next guy will think something different, and the third guy will think something entirely different. So audio is really weird that way. A lot of interpretations, and for whatever reason, people hear so differently. Things very differently. So maybe he did say get out, but I didn't think he said it. But the one thing I wanted to mention is that if you do enough audio, you'll realize that these guys very, very often will call out to one another. Sorry, it's my dog. Call out to one another, and they'll Shadow? No. Talking to the dog next door, I guess. And but they'll call out to one another like they did here.
From behind me, I don't know. And then this is towards the end. You can hear him or one similar to him call out. I don't know what he's saying, and the other one responds with a
Well, you may not have been able to hear that. I can't seem to calm my dog down. I'm going to slap her in a minute. Kidding. But anyway, in many cases, they'll do call-outs. And we used to know a lot of their names in different areas because they had to be names. They just sounded so much like names where they'd call out to one another. That guy would respond and, call his name back or whatever. And that happens quite a bit. It's very interesting that way. All right, somebody else had mentioned about the growl and how they'd gotten growled at, and I wanted to play this for you. This is this was after I got growled at. I saw this video that this guy got. He's ghost hunting, basically UVPs and all that stuff. It's kind of an ancient area. And he happened to pan his camera around towards the forest line, which was about 40 or 50 feet away. And he captured this. And when I heard this, I immediately said, man, that is the same thing I heard in that area. And he captured it even on video. Listen to this. Captures two of them walking by with night vision. Play that again for you. If I can get this thing to work. There we go. Now those, no, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over it, but those guys are big, and they're over there by the forest line. And me having been back there, after I saw this, I'd been out of the forest for 6 or 7 months, and I was, flipped out when I heard that initially, and I just didn't go back. And then I saw this video, and I go, wow, he captured the exact same thing that that I, you know, heard over there. And you know, it was then I knew it was those bigs, and they weren't going to hurt anybody. I mean, they didn't eat those guys. And anyway, so I thought that was really cool, and you hear that growl. I mean, that's a pretty intense growl. I'll try to play some other kind of low rumbling growls. I've got some other stuff that I've recorded, and we'll play for you another video. And let's see here. I got a lot of comments about, you know, you're stupid if you think they're not going to eat you or harm you, blah blah blah. You know, a lot of people said things pretty much along those lines, and I guess I would point at the statistics. Show me a Bigfoot RIP, rest in peace, that was attacked and, you know, only found his shoes or whatever. I can think of none. And there's plenty of people that have seen him out there. I've seen him. I mean, I've looked them straight in the eyes. That was the other thing I used to get when I first started. Can't look them in the eye. They'll attack you. They're like wild animals. And yeah, you know, if you think they're an animal, I guess that would make sense. But they're not animals. And I've looked them in the eyes. I've never been eaten or attacked. I mean, I sat there probably 25 feet away from this old boy. He was down. I guess down on his knees that night. He was between two trees, and I sat there and stared at that dude. And it was night, but you could see the silhouette. And he was, shoot, he was as tall as I was, on his knees, and he was just staring over at me. And we sat there and stared at one another for probably, I would say, 5 to 10 minutes, that long. And I was trying to just basically see him more clearly in that darkness, and I was trying to grasp how big he was. He was just huge. I'd seen him out there. He's as tall as a basketball goal would be. I'd seen him before, but anyway. And then I stared at one. I have so many different accounts where I've seen him, but there was one where he had his head above a log, and he and I looked at one another, and this guy had a mohawk. It was kind of a wild thing. He was really dark black, and he had like a mohawk, and I stared at him for quite a while, looked away, and then he was gone. And anyway, so goes the don't stare at him or you'll be eaten. So yeah, so y'all could say what you want about, you know, them eating people and stuff, but show me a Bigfooter that's been eaten or attacked, and then and that might be even an exception there, but I can't think of a one. So, and there have been plenty of people that have seen them, and they're not rare. They're pretty much all over the place. All right, I guess that'll wrap it up for now. I'll try to play some other audio for you of some low rumble growls and some other kind of cool stuff that I've caught in the past. I'll have to dig it up over time and find the time to do that. Somebody asked if I'd heard him fart, and yeah, actually I did. I have heard him fart, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to laugh or what, but it was a pretty kind of a nasty sounding fart. But anyway, that was actually on my property where I heard that. So yeah, and I could tell you so many stories of stuff that's happened, but we'll just limit it to this video. You guys take care.